Okay, on another note, Chris Brown sucks. He's a terrible person and he just sucks. He's trash. I'm my dumbass, like I put it on Pandora and I'd always be driving and then that song would come on and I honestly didn't even know Chris Brown was still relevant. I had no idea he still had a career. Oops. So like that song came on and I'm always like, ask Cat. Like I'd always sing to it. And then like a couple days ago, I was like, it came on again at the gym and I was like, let me look at this shit. And then it was like Chris Brown. So I was like, oh fuck. Oh fuck. Like I didn't buy the song, thank God, but like, oh fuck, because I've been playing it on Pandora. And it just came on again, so I was like jamming to it again, but then I remembered. He's trash. So speaking of trash, here's a story about trash. I'm gonna do a story time about a real dumbass idiot called Allie. And she just made some real stupid mistakes and I mean, it is what it is, honestly, at this point. If I went through the whole story with everything that happened, literally everything, like every instance that we stopped talking and every instance that we started talking again and all that shit, it would literally take forever. It would take 2 years. Throughout this whole story, I deleted him 3 times, probably more than that. He like begged me not to delete him and then he deleted me actually and then he had me back. So it was a whole, like, just know that this shit happened. So you know how complicated and stupid this story is, okay? Like, are we on the same page? Great. Judge it. If my hair's crazy, I just take a shower. I tried to put in mousse. It's always frizzy 24/7, so there you go. That's why it looks like that. This story, as you can tell by the dumbass title I have, is about Tinder. It's about this lovely girl right here that can have her big dumb moments, her long dumb moments. But anyway, so I'm not even, it was a couple months ago, was it? But it feels like 5 years, so, because you know how much guys have, I'm just kidding. Tinder, okay, so I never took it seriously. I've had it before, but I never, like, really cared. I was like, oh, let me just see who I match with, haha, that's cool. But that was it. I was never like, you know, talking to these people, meeting up with these people, hell no, like, I never did that, ever. So I kind of had it on and off sometimes, but I never, like, cared about it. Because I wanted to go on Tinder right after, like, I had this breakup, but then my friends were like, don't do that, bitch, like, you need time for you, and I'm like, you right. So I was like, nah, fuck Tinder for now. Like, I had it just for a little bit, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna use this right now. Okay, so I was already long past all that shit happened, so I was like, you know what, I'm bored, like, let's go on Tinder, like, I doubt I'll meet anybody again, but I'm bored, so let's just swipe. Let's just swipe left, swipe right, sometimes barely, because to me, Tinder is just, it's just a picture, you're just talking to a picture, you know, I don't see them as humans, and it made me picky as fuck. Like, when I would be swiping on Tinder, I'd be like, but, I see that he's a little bit short, so swipe left, but in real life, I would not be that picky. It's just that it's Tinder, it's just a picture, so you don't know who they are or their personality at all. So I saw this one guy, and we're gonna make up a name for him right now because I'm not gonna say his real name because that's what all the YouTubers do, right? Not say their names. So his name is gonna be, what the fuck? Why is the first, okay. Halloween just ended, so the first thing I thought was Pumpkin. So his name's gonna be, no, because Pumpkin's too nice. Everybody loves pumpkin spice lattes. We don't want this person's name to be Pumpkin. I'm gonna call him Cantaloupe Shooter because he's just a shooter, okay? Like no. His name's gonna be Gaga. We're gonna call him White Boy. Can I just call him White Boy? No, that's racist? Okay. We're gonna call him Camo for camouflage, okay? Just because I have my own little memory, and that's just where I'm gonna go. Okay, so there's certain guys that I'm just like, oh, y'all are kind of cute, okay? And so I swipe right, and then like he messaged me, and we're happily ever after. Psych. Okay. He messaged me, and the thing about him is that I feel like everybody else that messaged me on Tinder was very trying to get to know me, which is what you're supposed to do, but for some reason I wasn't into it. Like, what kind of school do you go to? Like, he kind of be like, oh, what school do you go to? Blah, blah, like, little questions, but he would take forever, and he wouldn't really, like, ask me much about myself, which I guess my bitch ass was like, oh, I take this as a sign as, like, I should keep talking to him because he doesn't have that much interest, which is so dumb. Like, I just want you guys to know that in the first sentence already, you know I'm dumb, but I'm gonna get dumber, and there's no way around it. It's just it's my life, so I just did it. It's all on me, so I take full responsibility, but I can still be mad about it, okay? So I don't remember the conversations. I don't even have the conversation on Tinder, and I'm not on Tinder anymore, surprisingly. Okay, so I don't even have the conversation, but it went something, I'm saying, it wasn't like a big it wasn't a big meaningful one. And so I just remember on Tinder, he asked me, he's like, do you want to go to the movies? And every time guys would ask me to hang out, I would just stop talking to them and be like, nah, because I was like, I'm never gonna hang out with them. What's the point? Like, they're just gonna keep asking me. So you're probably thinking, why the fuck would you get Tinder? And true. I mean, there's literally no reason. I guess I just wanted to feel better or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, before that, he had added me on Snapchat, and then on Snapchat, he's like, do you want to go to the movies? And I was like, when? He's like, today at 7. And I was like, bitch, like, I don't even know you. Like, you're the first Tinder guy I met. Like, I don't think I can do this. Anyway, long story short, I said no, because I was like, I barely know you, blah, blah. And he was like, oh my God, like, chill. Like, we don't have to go today, we can go another time. So I was like, oh, I guess he's right. So we just talked for a while, and then, I was like, oh yeah, he's cute. Like, I think he's cute. And then there's this weird part where, like, it was the day after Valentine's Day, and like he wanted to hang out, and I was like, I can't right now. And I was at my house, and he's like, well, can I go to your house? And I was like, no, because we haven't even hanged out, and also I live with my parents. Like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, come on, like, I'll just drive in front of your house, and we can like talk outside your house or something. Like, I'm not a killer. I don't know if he said that, but I just remember me thinking like, you're a killer. And so, and not trying to be racist, but he was a white guy, so I was thinking like, oh, is this because he's white? Is he acting like that? Because I've never talked to a white guy before. I haven't really talked to much guys before, but definitely not a white guy. So then he was like, yeah, let me do that. And I was like, no, but he like called me on the phone, and I just remember him sounding so like kind of geeky and stuff, and I was like, oh, this guy's kind of like geeky. But we ended up talking on the phone for like a little bit, which is so stupid. I don't know why I even did that, but we ended up talking on the phone for a little bit, just got to know each other, and I was like, oh, he's kind of cool, like, he's not bad. Like, I guess I will I felt less scared to hang out with him, hearing his voice and talking to him. So, I did hang out with him like way later, and I mean, I liked him, but right off the bat, I could tell like something wasn't right, because he was very like, he would talk about other girls in front of me. Like, this is the thing. So there's this one girl that we both know because she went to my school, and I was following her on Instagram, and he followed me on Instagram, and he was like, how do you know this girl? Because, you know, it says like mutual followers, and that was our only mutual follower. So he's like, how do you know this girl? And I was like, oh, she went to my school. How do you know her? And he's like, from Tinder. And I'm like, oh, cool, Camo, you met her on Tinder, like, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, like, she has her own apartment, so I'm really excited to go over there and hang out with her. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why are you telling me that? I guess maybe that was his way of being like, hint, hint, I don't want a relationship, I'm not trying to only date you, I'm just trying to talk to everybody. I think maybe that was his way of saying that, but for me, I was like, that's so weird, but I guess, like, you're trying to warn me, so whatever, like, do whatever the fuck you want. Another thought I had, I was like, ew, like, is he gonna hook up with her? Because, like, I don't want to hook up with the same girl that he hooked up with, like, dude, wait, did I just say that? I don't want to hook up with this same guy that she hooked up with. Like,
okay.
Go to the laptop, I'll be right back. And don't listen to anything I say, because it's a bad example. Something's wrong with me, okay? Something's wrong. So, I still hanged out with him, and he ended up telling me that the first time we hanged out, he ended up telling me that he did go to her apartment, and I was like, oh, cool. And I didn't even ask, he just said it, and I was just like, you're so weird, like, why? If you're trying to get with me, why are you telling me that? And I was like, well, maybe he doesn't like me, that's why he's telling me, like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna tell her this so she loses interest. But lies, he's still trying to hook up with me, so I was like, what do you, so I guess, like, all I could think of was like, okay, this is his way of saying, like, just to let you know, I'm a whore, like, I'm gonna hook up with a bunch of girls, and not just you. So I was like, whatever, and I'm like, well, did you do it with her? And he's, at least I wanted to know in case, you know. So I was like, did you do it with her? And he's like, no, I didn't do it with her. She just really wanted to make out with me, but no, I didn't. Of course not. Like, you're so much harder than her, blah, blah, which is already a red flag, because why the fuck are you comparing us, bitch? Like, you went over there to spend time with her, and now you're telling me this? How do I know you didn't hang out with her next and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, you're so much prettier than Allie, you know? So shady, but I'm so stupid. It's a dumb story, but I swear to God, I learned from this. Okay, we hanged out a couple more times and all that, we talked, but like I said, I just knew that he wasn't a good guy. Like, he was like a fuckboy, and everybody was telling me like, he's a fuckboy, you know that? I'm like, yeah, I know, he's just a fuckboy, I'm just using him to hang out and all that. I don't really care about him, but low-key I was like, wait, yes I do, because if he'd Snapchat another girl, I'd be like, okay, I mean, oh, like he snapped at this. I mean, I wonder who she is. She's like blonde, so I mean, like I care. And I've talked to other guys that I literally could not care one fuck if like they were hanging out with a girl and be like, do I care? No. So I was like, oh fuck, like I think I like this idiot ass white fuckboy. I think I like him. That's terrible. Maybe it was his looks. I don't know what it was, because I swear he wasn't that great. Like there was qualities to his personality that I really liked, and then there's obviously those other fuckboy qualities that I was like, damn, but you're such a fuckboy. So any rational person was like, well, stop talking to him. And I'm like, duh, of course. Therefore, like all the deleting and then adding again. But obviously I kept talking to him. This is one of the closest instances of almost when we stopped talking, that we were Snapchatting, and he was telling me how the first girl that he was talking about, that he went to her apartment, he was like, oh, did you know she got a boyfriend? And I was like, oh, I didn't, but cool. And he's like, yeah, it kind of sucks because she was my second option after you. And I'm like, what the fuck? The reason he said that is because before all this, I kind of just told him like, hey, I'm not gonna hook up with you, like I'm not gonna do all that shit anymore, because I know you're a fuckboy. So I mean, like, I'll still follow you, like we can be friends, but like nothing's ever gonna happen again, because I'm just not gonna waste my time like that. Even though that's what I said, you know, your girl wasn't like that. That's just so dumb. Like, have you heard that song, Dua Lipa? Oh god, I just said her name so wrong. Don't be his friend, you know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. Kind of friend zoned him, and he told me like, she was my second option after you friend zoned me. And I was like, first, rude, second, what? And I was like, so I was just like, haha, I guess you never got to hit it. And he was like, oh no, been there, done that. And I'm like, what do you mean been there, done that? He's like, no, I hit it. And I'm like, what? He's like, I did do it with her. And I was like, so how come you said last time when I hanged out with you that you never did it with her? And he's like, I'm like, did you hang out with her again? He's like, no, I only hanged out with her that one time, but that time I did it. And I'm like, but I asked you and you said you didn't. And he said, well, I lied because I liked you. I lied because I liked you. Give me a moment. Give me a fucking moment. I lied because I liked you. So let me tell you, before I even did anything with him, I even started hanging out with him. The first time we hanged out, I wanted to know, did you do it with her? He said no. I guess he lied because he's like, oh, this girl's not going to hook up with me or hang out with me if I say I did do it with that girl. So I'm just going to say no. So that was his thought process. And I guess now after he thought there was like no point in even like keeping the jig up, he's like, oh, I did do it with her. So I was like, so you lied so you could, you know, hang out with me. And then now you're telling me that? And I was just like, wow, like you're fucking rude, like you're disgusting. I did not want to hang out with you if you were like doing shit with her, and like I'm telling you that now, so like you suck. Like, and he was like, no, like let me tell you, can I explain to you, it wasn't even like a real thing, like it lasted 1 second. Like, bitch, he told me everything. I was like, stop. I'm like, just leave me alone. I'm like, you know what, good for you, like glad it happened. I mean, it's already over, so good for you. But he was like, no, please. So yeah, so he fucking lied, and I was like, great, this is just one of the other shit that he's so shitty for. So fuck you, Camo. I'm just kidding. I stopped talking to him after that for a while, and then I was like, literally 2 months later, I was like, damn, like, yo, girl bored, like, your girl's so bored. Like, yes, I had talked to other guys, but I wasn't really feeling it, and I was just like thinking back about Camo, and I was like, he was cute, and he wasn't even that bad. Like, I was over here expecting him to be a better guy because I was liking him, but I mean, he's a fuckboy. He is who he is, so I should treat him as such. Let me add him back. My dumbass talked to him again. He was like acting like he was hurt, like, well, you deleted me, like that was so rude, like you're playing games with me. He was like, well, like you're just using me, you're trying to play me. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, so then he's like, no, you're trying to play me. I was like, no, I'm not, bitch. And then, so we talked again, and the last time we hanged out was literally a shit show. Like, this was for good, 100%, like, no. Like, I'm not even gonna say this story because it's so ratchet, so trashy, like, so stupid. But, I mean, it just didn't end well. Like, he ended up deleting me after that, and then he added me again, and then we talked a little bit, and then I deleted him forever, because I just realized, like, you're never gonna lose, I don't want to say feelings. I hate admitting I had feelings for that Camo motherfucker. I don't want to say I had feelings, but I had like an attachment, I had something, you know? So that thing doesn't go away. It just doesn't. Even if you tell yourself he's a fuckboy, I will treat him as a fuckboy. Like, you're still gonna have that, and the best thing you can do for yourself is just cut it off for good and leave it alone, because you know what you deserve, and it's not this stupid ass motherfucker. Yeah, I actually told him at the end, I'm like, you know what, I liked you, but you're not a nice person. Like, I'm generally a nice person. I don't want to play games. I don't want to be a rude ass like bitch like you. I'm generally cool. And I even told him, like, don't, if you want to play me, don't, like, I'm telling you now, like, put out everything you want on the table and we can discuss it or whatever. And like, I'm a pretty chill person, but if you lie to me and try to make it seem like you like me and then be like, nope, like, that's not gonna go well with me, no. So he wouldn't get it through his head because he's a fuckboy, and he didn't care. You know, he had his other hoes to worry about. You're so much bigger than that. You know, you're so much, he's making you small, but that's not where you belong. You belong all the way up here. If that didn't make sense, just feel it. Don't understand it, feel it, what I'm saying. I finally just said, you know what, you're not a nice person. I liked you, but you're not nice at all. And I don't deserve this, I'm not gonna do it anymore. And then I blocked him. And like the minute I blocked him, he had messaged me back. But you know that blue, on Snapchat, that blue little chat appears? Since I blocked him so fast, it like disappeared. So I'll like never know what he said. But knowing him, he probably said LOL or something, so. Anyway, yeah, that's the story. It's pretty shitty, like, it's so shitty. There's so much shit in there, but I think it's just a lesson because this was the first guy I had talked to since my relationship ever, because literally before my relationship, I didn't really talk to anybody, and after, this was the first guy, so I was like a newbie, you know. I was like, well, what are boys? What is that? What is a fuck boy? Talking to him, I was like, oh fuck, I wasn't prepared for this, because he was on level 10, like, dodging hoes, getting hoes, playing the game with girls, and I was like on level 1, just being like, hi, my name's Allie, like, nice to meet all of you young men. I wasn't ready. I was a little bit naive, I was a little bit dumb, but like I said, it's been time, and I grew, and I feel so much better. And I mean, I hate that I let that happen for so long, but at the same time, you just gotta learn, and it happens. It happens to the best of us. If you can't relate, good for you, but I mean, look at Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber, like, what is that? But yeah, that's the whole story. There's probably a lot I'm missing, but it's for the better because this video's already been 100 years long. So yeah, just don't go on Tinder. If you know what you're doing, if you know you're just gonna hook up with these guys and like just not talk to them, don't give a crap. Go, obviously, by all means, go ahead girl, go ahead guy. But me, my soul is too kind. I get attached real quick. Like, I'd be like, oh, like, he held my hand during the movie. That means he wants me. I really doubt, like, Camo would ever see this, because why the fuck would he ever, like, go on YouTube and be like, you know what? Allie, like, at the same time, I mean, I'm not trying to be a bitch to him, but this is how my perspective was. Like, he was just assholing me the whole time. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure from his perspective, he could have been like, damn, this bitch, like, I'm showing her I'm an asshole, and she still tries to hang out with me. Like, girl, get it through your head. Like, we're just friends. We're not doing anything. So I get his point too. But also, guys, if you're, at least just put it on the table. Put it on the fucking table. Like, hey, I don't want a relationship with you. Like, I don't want anything like that. Cause this guy never said that. He just like, he literally, I'd be like, is this what you want? Like, just to like do stuff? Is that all you want? And he'd be like, no. But like, you know, like, he wouldn't own up to his own shit. So own up to your shit, people. Ladies and gentlemen, both of y'all, own up to your shit. And we will all be happier. And I'm not on Tinder anymore. Thank you for watching this video. If anybody watched this video, thank you. Don't judge me, but also I know you are judging me, because I'm judging me. Like, I'm judging myself so hard. I was a fuck girl. I was a fuck girl. So thank you. Bye. Don't pick up the